We are diving past the plastic casing, past the heat sinks, straight into the microscopic architecture of a modern flagship processor. For decades, the semiconductor industry relied on a simple formula: shrink the transistors, cram more of them onto a single piece of silicon, and watch both cost and performance improve exponentially. But at the physical boundaries of the silicon atom, that elegant formula has collapsed. As we approach atomic scales, defect densities surge, rendering traditional scaling economically unviable. This chart shows cost per yielded square millimeter. The curve is flat until 7 nanometers, then spikes violently at 5 nanometers. With a massive logic die, one microscopic defect ruins the entire piece. Throwing away that much silicon destroys the wafer's financial viability. We can no longer sustain progress simply by etching smaller transistors onto a giant monolithic slab. A flagship 2026 processor faces conflicting demands. It requires massive AI inference and enormous memory bandwidth to handle continuous workloads, but it must do so without generating enough heat to melt its own casing. The mechanical solution to this thermal and economic bottleneck is decoupling. Instead of one massive die, engineers fracture the logic and memory components into smaller, high-yield blocks known as chiplets. Manufacturing operates on two axes. You push extreme transistor density on the front end using lithography, and you stitch those separate pieces together on the back end using highly complex system fabrics. Historically, packaging was a passive protective shell. Today, the package itself is the primary computing architecture. If we peel back the outer heat spreader, we expose a modular grid of distinct silicon components operating in tandem. Notice the layout. Large central compute tiles are placed immediately adjacent to stacked columns of high-bandwidth memory, or HBM. To function as a single brain, these components must exchange data instantly. Standard organic substrates simply cannot support the wiring density required to push terabytes of data across these microscopic gaps. The solution is TSMC's CoWoS. This places a wide silicon interposer between the chiplets and organic substrate. Vertically, through silicon vias punch through the interposer, routing data. Horizontally, ultra-dense single-digit micron routing allows logic and HBM to communicate at staggering speeds. By eliminating the communication bottleneck, the interposer allows these disparate physical fragments to operate as a single, unified brain. Let's focus on the precise microscopic boundary where the chiplet physically mounts to the interposer. Traditionally, the industry used solder-based thermal compressive bonding to attach these dies, but solder has strict physical limitations. Solder melts into spherical droplets, requiring bulky 20-micron gaps to prevent fusing, which caps I/O density. To bypass this limit, hybrid copper bonding fuses perfectly flat, sub-micron copper pads directly together, creating a gapless connection delivering a 100-fold increase in density. This massive increase in data traffic creates a new crisis. Pushing that much current through microscopic vias causes severe voltage droop, starving the high-performance logic of stable power. To stabilize the power delivery network, engineers deploy hardware directly into the architecture: integrated stack capacitors. These tiny capacitors are embedded entirely within the redistribution layer of the silicon interposer. This places the energy reserves exactly where physics demands them, fractions of a millimeter from the active logic. This chart models the power integrity performance. Notice the 75% drop in high-frequency impedance the moment the integrated stack capacitor is introduced to the circuit. Resolving these microscopic Z-axis bottlenecks is the only way to unlock the theoretical processing power of the logic. We must plunge deeper, leaving the package behind to enter the geometric, crystalline silicon grid of the logic chiplet itself. While advanced packaging solves the problem of data movement, the logic chiplets still rely on extreme transistor density to execute computations. The current front-end objective is staggering: reliably printing logic features at an 8-nanometer resolution to enable sub-2 nanometer process nodes. This resolution requires ASML's latest EXE platforms, which utilize high-NA extreme ultraviolet lithography. By increasing the numerical aperture of the optics from 0.33 to 0.55, these machines capture light at wider angles, yielding sharper contrast and drastically finer resolution on the silicon. High-NA EUV is the precise tool keeping the front-end scaling of Moore's law physically viable. The primary challenge of harnessing 13.5 nanometer wavelength light is that it is absorbed by all matter it touches, including ambient air. Because of this absorption, the entire optical path, from the moment the light is created until it strikes the wafer, must exist inside a high vacuum chamber. The light generation process is violent. A CO2 laser fires pulses at a fast-moving droplet of molten tin, vaporizing it into a glowing burst of plasma. To maintain manufacturing beams, this process executes flawlessly 50,000 times per second. You cannot focus this plasma burst through standard glass lenses, as they would absorb the energy. Instead, the system relies on highly polished multi-layer mirrors to reflect and guide the invisible pattern. At the end of the optical path, the mechanical precision is absolute. The wafer stage must position the silicon to within 1/4 of a nanometer for every single exposure. Drawing a modern transistor at these advanced nodes requires mastering a beautifully chaotic intersection of plasma physics and atomic scale mechanics. We pull away from the atomic light beams, ascending back through the packaging layers to the completed macroscopic processor. Look at the architectural contrast. On the left, a traditional monolithic CPU routing out to distant external memory. On the right, the 2026 package, a modular cluster of distinct components. Total system performance is no longer strictly determined by how small lithography machines can print a transistor gate. Instead, the true ceiling for computational speed is set by the yield economics of modular chiplets, the physics of copper bonding, and the raw bandwidth of the interposer fabric. Heterogeneous integration has become the defining architecture of modern computing. To keep computing moving forward, engineers stopped trying to build a bigger chip and started building a tiny system. In an era where shrinking silicon has reached its physical limits, system-level integration provides the performance gains that miniaturization can no longer achieve.